Attention, citizens.
What is up? I am Lance, aka Mr. Meta, and welcome back to the channel. Now, recently there was a Kim Kardashian drama about her Skims line, and they found $10 million worth of
cocaine is a hell of a drug
in the packaging. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Like,
that's suspicious. That's weird.
And a few people were talking. I noticed that Sloan kind of touched on it. I think Dustin Daly maybe touched on it. Did Rich Lux? I think Rich Lux did. Spill Sesh? I don't know if Spill Sesh did, but I saw this video by Culture Covered. But what really intrigued me was the title. The title was Katt Williams exposes Kim Kardashian Cartel. 10 million nose candy busted.
Allegedly.
So I'm kind of interested in what this is going to be about. Let's get right into it. I'll leave the link for Culture Covered. And if you'd like to support the channel, like and subscribe. It helps with their algorithm. If you want to support this channel a little bit more personally, become a channel member, Lance's Bestie, or hop in on my Patreon and support me through there.
I love you some man.
British court has sentenced a truck driver to 13.5 years in prison for smuggling £7 million, about $8.4 million worth of cocaine, hidden in shipments of Kim Kardashian's Skims underwear and clothing.
Not them finna charge Kim K with a Fed Rico. Her
Not
and
Rico.
her mama. Where they do that at? I'm just trying to figure out they said the case finna be more than the Diddy case. More extreme than the Diddy case.
Kim Kardashian was actually caught by the FBI, questioned, but never taken into custody.
If what I'm saying is not correct, then how does she end up with Pete Davidson?
I mean, it happens all the time.
And what if you weren't even good enough for Pete and he leaves you?
All right, y'all, this really might be the beginning of the end of the Kardashian empire. A truck driver just got sentenced in the UK for smuggling nearly $10 million worth of nose candy hidden in a shipment of Kim K's Skims clothing. Now, on the surface, it sounds like he has nothing to do with Kim personally, but then you start digging deeper, and it turns out there's a lot of shady allegations about her whole business empire. Remember when Ray J said Kim and Kris Jenner would go down for RICO crimes very soon? And then Katt Williams warned that something must be seriously off with Kim when all the men run away or end up on meds after dating her. And these rumors about the alleged criminal activities inside the Kard Jenner family are nothing new. FBI already brought in Kim for questioning once, but that story got buried quickly in the media. And then we also heard stories about Kim allegedly scamming and stealing from other celebs like Brandy and Britney Spears. Kris reportedly using her church as a tax shelter, and so much more. And then it gets even darker when you remember Kanye publicly accused the Kardashians of trading in humans. Trust me, there's a lot to unpack here, so let's get into it.
That they stole from you, or they stole from your sister, they stole from your mom. You're using that as an example because of the lawyer fees attached to this, or
they stole 800 grand. It was like 600,000 to 800,000 off my mom's credit card and Brandy's credit card.
To do what?
They stole it.
All right, let's first talk about this truck driver situation, because this is genuinely so crazy.
Hold on. Wow. Okay. I didn't know anything about I know Ray J. I didn't know anything about him saying anything about the RICO charges. I know he's mentioned that he opened up about the sex tape about him and Kim. And his mom, and he said the mama knew all about it. Ooh, and that's just one thing. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Massive day for the unemployed.
People on social media are now saying it's only a matter of time until we find out the Kardashians have their own DOJ files. So back in September 2025, a Polish truck driver named Jakub Jan Kunkel was stopped by Border Force officers at the port of Harwich in the UK. His truck was carrying a legitimate shipment of Skims clothing, but the border police thought something was fishy. So they did an X-ray of the truck, which revealed a hidden compartment built into the rear trailer doors containing 90 kilos of nose candy, worth about $9.4 million. According to the police report, the truck driver had made a 16-minute stop during his route, where he picked up the kilos. He admitted he'd agreed to smuggle them for just around $4,900. He was eventually sentenced to 13.5 years in prison and will be deported after serving his time. Now officially, neither the sender nor the intended receiver of those Skims clothing knew about the nose candy, but something seems off about this whole story, and we're just speculating here, but it's not adding up. Makes you wonder how many other other Skims shipments have passed through customs without a second glance? And how do we know this was the first time, instead of the first time they got caught? Now, we're not saying Kim Kardashian is running a cartel, but if you check out the reactions from people on social media, a lot of them are saying the same thing. This is way deeper than it seems. One user commented, "You can't make hundreds of millions of dollars ethically. You have to cheat, steal, lie, and sell illegal substances to make that kind of money." And then someone else said that Kim should have her financial records pulled apart before she is exonerated. And they have a point. Remember when Kim was just a closet organizer for other celebs and desperate to make a name for herself in the industry? So one of the celebs Kim worked for back then was Brandy. Keep in mind, this was before Kim hooked up with Brandy's brother Ray J. Brandy hired Kim as her stylist and personal shopper and introduced her to other celebs. And how did Kim repay her? By stealing from her. And I'm not saying allegedly here, because Brandy's mother, Sonia Norwood, actually filed a lawsuit in 2008 and forced Kim to pay back everything she stole. Ray J also recently talked about this and claimed Kim stole close to $1 million from Brandy and Sonia's credit cards.
So Kim and Chloe was my sister's assistants. Kim was doing closets. They didn't have any money. All that's a lie. They worked for Brandy. Brandy said, go shopping for me. They swiped the card and get Brandy 3 or 4 Jimmy Choo shoes or whatever, or clothes, whatever, and then they'll get themselves like 4 or 5 shoes too. Over and over for months and months and months until it ran up to like almost $1 million. Then my mom gave them the card. My mom don't spend money. My mom is very frugal. They spent like 100 bands on her card running it up, and that's how she found it.
Still fashion?
On all kind of shit, bro. They had my mom's credit card. They thought my mom spent like Brandy spent and stole all their money, bro. They got caught. They had to pay it back. It's in court. They had to pay it back. It's just Brandy is a good person, and I guess she was in a situation where she couldn't speak on it, so they got away with it.
And look, I know people love to dismiss Ray J, but this time he's telling the truth. And Sonia Norwood actually confirmed this recently and backed up Ray J in his ongoing court battle against Kim and Chris. Back in December, Sonia filed a declaration backing...
Hold on. How? You just don't get... There's a paper trail. You don't use someone's credit card. That's a paper trail. Does that make any sense? You don't think, even if they spend that kind of money, you don't think someone's going to see like our client or whoever, I didn't get this, or it makes no sense. Like there's a paper trail and you just think, oh, they're not like $20 shoes. These are thousands of dollars shoes. It's crazy that you have this mindset that you think you can just, you think you're going to get away. They had to pay it back.
And if you ain't got the money and you can't do the time or whatever the case, I'm coming for your mama, your granny, your daddy, whomever is going to pay me.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Ray J's request for the judge to throw out the defamation lawsuit brought against him by Kim and Chris. And Sonia wrote in her filing, in or around 2008, I discovered that Kim Kardashian and her siblings, Khloe Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian, and Robert Kardashian Jr., had incurred around $850,000 in unauthorized charges maintained by members of my family. Before I filed suit, I told my son about the Kardashian siblings' theft. And even though Sonia won and Kim was forced to pay her back, that didn't stop Kim from moving like a scammer. In 2019, and Kim was actually questioned by the FBI about her relationship with Joe Low, a Malaysian fugitive accused of embezzling billions. Low is accused of transferring $4.5 billion from a company owned by the Malaysian Ministry of Finance into his personal accounts. But before he became an international fugitive wanted by the FBI, Joe Low was living the high life and hanging out with celebs like Leonardo DiCaprio, Jamie Foxx, Paris Hilton, and yes, Kim Kardashian. And according to FBI documents from 2019, federal agents questioned Kim about one specific night in Las Vegas with Joe Low. So back in 2009, Kim was at a Vegas casino with Low and 2 producers from The Wolf of Wall Street. They played cards in a private room until early morning, and around 5 a.m., Kim wanted to leave. But a friend told her to stay because he had heard stories of Low giving people chips at the end of the night. So Kim stayed, and she started calling out which bets to make. Low won big, and as a thank you to Kim, he gave her his chips. And those chips were reportedly worth over $350,000. But it gets crazier. Kim then went to the casino counter and cashed out, and they handed her $250,000, and I am not making this up, in a trash bag. A trash bag full of $100 bills. She put that trash bag full of cash in her carry-on bag and boarded a Southwest Airlines flight back to Los Angeles. And that remaining $100,000, she picked it up on another trip, also in a trash bag. But wait, there's more. According to the FBI files, Kim was so close with Jolo that he gave her another $100,000 for fireworks at her 2011 wedding to Kris Humphries, plus an additional $305,000 in cash. Does that sound regular to you? Kim was walking around with trash bags full of cash from the same guy. The FBI interviewed her, and she's just flying with $250,000 in her carry-on? Because how many trash bags full of cash do you accept from someone before you start wondering where the money really came from? Now, the FBI report doesn't say exactly why Jolo gave Kim so much cash, but let's just say you don't give someone that much money unless they give you something in return. And some fans have even speculated that it was actually Kris Jenner who may have arranged for Kim to get friendly with Lo and basically p***ed her out. Now, speaking of Kris, that's a whole separate rabbit hole. So back in 2009, Kris co-founded her own private church called California Community Church. Of course, she claims it's all about Jesus and community service, but there's been a lot of speculation over the years that Kris founded this church for tax evasion purposes. So apparently, Kris's church is registered as a non-profit charity, but members have to pay $1,000 a month and give 10% of their income as donations. And because it's a charity, the Kardashians get a 10% tax reduction every year, and that monthly fee members pay goes right back into Kris's pockets. Also, whenever Kim or someone else in the family donates money to the church, they get a tax write-off. But they're also donating to their own mother, so the money essentially never leaves the family. On top of that, it's been rumored that the person who helped Kris found this church is Lou Taylor, Britney Spears' former business manager. Lou was accused of being involved in a conservatorship scheme and transferring hundreds of millions of dollars from Britney's accounts to herself and her associates. And allegedly, one of those associates was the Kar Jenners. But if you thought the shady financial stuff was bad, wait till you hear what Kanye accused the Kardashians of. If you remember last year, shortly before Kanye was banned from X, he went on this rant against Jay-Z and Beyonce, accusing them of being controlled by higher-ups and hiding their twins because they're embarrassed by their alleged disabilities. But then Kanye turned on Kim and her family and wrote this: "There will never be an apology to the Carter family until they help me with my children. The Carters and the Kardashians are basically the same, except the Kardashians are ex-trafficking." So let me get this straight. Kim and Kris are suing Ray J for defamation, and Ray never even accused them of anything this bad. But Kanye straight up says they're doing the same thing as Jeffree E, and they've got nothing to say? No lawsuit? Not even a cease and desist? Makes you wonder why they wouldn't want to address a serious accusation like that. And look, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You could make a multi-part documentary on all the dark allegations about Kim and her family. Now, circling back to Katt Williams, when he said all those things about Kim on Club Shay Shay, a lot of people accused him of being disrespectful and offensive. But if you read between the lines, Katt was trying to say that Kim isn't just some vapid celebrity who gets passed around. It sounds like he was saying whatever she and her family are involved in was enough to make all those men run away or even go crazy.
What do you expect? The guy married on her. Like, what?
Oh, Lord.
Like, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, married her because she was one. Not he didn't know. He understood that he wanted that. He courted that. That's what he wanted to base his family
she got
on.
a good heart, though. I know what you're going to say. Don't you say it, Katt. Don't you say it. I'm going to move the conversation.
If what I'm saying is not correct, then how does she end up with Pete Davidson?
I mean, it happens all the time.
And what if you weren't even good enough for Pete and he leaves you? What do that mean the product was?
But now I want to hear your thoughts on all this. Do you think there's something sketchy about this story about the truck driver who got caught smuggling kilos and Skims? And what about all that other shady stuff Kim and her family have been accused of? Could Ray J be onto something? Could the Kardashians really go down for RICO crimes? Drop all your takes in the comments below and stay tuned for the...
There's a lot. I like that video. What do you guys think? It's very suspicious. It's very suspicious. Now, there's a few things I did not know about as far as what Ray J said. I didn't hear that thing about Kanye saying that about them in particular, that they're trafficking. So, Well, Katt Williams said it the best, though. He's like, all lies will come to the light. will see the light. I think that's what it was. Anyway, I thought this is a pretty interesting video. And a few commenters kind of hit on the nose too. You really can't make that kind of money unless you're doing this, that, or the other. I mean, let's be honest. And maintain that kind of lifestyle. Yes, you have a TV show. Yes, they had this, that. But look, all their business deals. They all go under. They're all bad. It's a lot of sketchy stuff, a lot of red flags. There's a lot of red flags around that family. I never cared for that family. And she started as like a stylist. I mean, that whole family. The mother is like she is the Wicked Witch of the West, in my opinion. I don't know that. Kris Jenner, I'll tell you. It's a crazy family. Anyway, what do you guys think? I know this is not like a really ball buster video, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Do I love to see all these just pretentious people just go down? It's so kind of satisfying a little bit. Sorry, I love to say it. They all suck, so I'm quite enjoying this. Anyway, let me know what you think, and yeah, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Love, peace, and grease. And bye.